Hello and welcome to a new devlog series on this channel. I want to develop a Metroidvania game for mobile. On the one hand, I played Castlevania quite a lot when I was young. It's one of my favorite childhood games and also childhood memories. On the other hand, I think it's an interesting question to think about how to make a Metroidvania enjoyable on mobile so that it actually works and you actually can have fun with it. Who am I? I'm a computer science student from Germany, as you might hear from my accent, I'm sorry for that. I've been in game development for about 4 years now. In my free time I enjoy of course gaming, but I also have been doing parkour for 6 years now and I really like sports and moving. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now that you know me better, why do I want to develop for mobile? Well, to be honest, mobile is just what I know best at the moment. I feel comfortable developing mobile games, but on the other hand, there is a big global trend towards mobile gaming. More and more people are playing games on their phones, and it looks like a nice opportunity to develop mobile first. The third reason is actually what I learned from working with mobile games in the past, is that it's really accessible and testable. The nice thing about a mobile game is you can just build an Android APK and send it via WhatsApp to a friend, and they can immediately play it without having to own a gaming PC, without draining too much battery, and without costing them too much time. The experience is hands-on, also you can test yourself really quick, you can just load it on your phone and play it in the bathroom, and that usually gives yourself much better feedback and a much nicer development cycle. Yeah, the hands-on experience is really there with mobile and I really like that. Now, which kind of game do I want to make? Obviously a Metroidvania, but what does that mean? For fitting a game on the mobile platform, some corners have to be cut, most noticeably the controls. We don't have that much nice haptic buttons as game consoles have, so we need to fit everything on the mobile control scheme, and that most certainly means simplifying it. With simplifying I mean a joystick is okay, that you move with your left thumb, and also 2 to 3 buttons that you touch with your right thumb is right where I expect to end up. There are more complex control schemes on mobile, like Fortnite on mobile for example, but they are not developed mobile first and actually I don't find them that nice, but that's preference I guess. The theme of the game should be more towards casual. Most Metroidvanias are not that casual in that sense, as they are really built for the people that want to play long, want to discover deep contents and really learn the game and learn the mechanics and spend time with it. I really like this concept, but for mobile and also with the simplification of the controls, we really have to think about how to make it accessible and to add content later in the game that is more difficult and needs a steeper learning curve. Most certainly will happen. The game I envision at the moment is a 2D platformer. One special thing I want to add from the very beginning is that I want to base the world on a hexagonal grid. I've never seen that done before in any other platforming game, like Super Mario is based on rectangles obviously, but based on hexagons I've never seen that before. I did some tests already because I programmed some hexagonal stuff in the past. It's really nice to work with, there exist coordinate systems that you can work with easily. It's really interesting and I also really like the looks of it. On the screen you might see some of my tests I did, so you can judge for yourself and write in the comments what you think about hexagonal grids. I think about automatically generating levels or the whole world of the game even, but I also think about hand placing it and handcrafting it, because that's just the style of the Metroidvania games. Creating a memorable world that's really detailed but thoughtful is one of the unique points of Metroidvania games. I really don't want to throw that idea out for now, but I'm thinking about it. One possibility might be to handcraft certain levels, boss rooms, certain areas, and automatically generate the connecting paths. At the moment I plan for the player character to be a ball, very ingenious I know. You can jump and you can run, but I also plan on adding fun movement types like wall jumping and double jumping. That are also elements that I really like from Castlevania. Well, Castlevania has no wall jump, but it should have one in my opinion. You should be able to fight and there should be enemies in this world, so I'd like to give the player a weapon, and I thought about an organic particle effecty bloody weapon type that floats behind you and that moves with you. That could look really cool, could also look really goofy, I have to test it obviously. For the combat system, I really want the player to have discrete lives, like 2 or 3 lives that you lose on touching an enemy or getting hit by its weapon, and that you might be able to regenerate one by one, maybe a little bit like Hollow Knight did it. I already started programming on a prototype. Here you see the current state of the game. As you can see, you can move left to right, you can jump, you can fall down. I borrowed a player controller from TaroDev. I will change that in the future because I need many different things that this player controller doesn't support the way I want it. But it's very nice to give a feel how you could jump in this hexagonal world and how you could move through it, how you could navigate it, and how it feels, and if it's even a good idea to make hexagonal game world. I really want to stick with the idea of hexagons though, they are cool. Also, I have to decide if I want to use hexagons with the pointy tip up or the pointy tip to the side, like the flat spot to the top. That's also a thing I need to test. Also, I implemented a very simple enemy. It's triggered if you walk through this gap. It falls down, and if you touch it you die, but if you hit it with your weapon it disappears. Also, you can already see the simple map generation I put in. I can play a little bit with the values. At the moment I can control the amount of empty spaces in this world. I can control the seed, and I have these big empty hexagons inside the world that I can move closer, farther away, and scale. In my imagination these are like predefined boss areas or hand designed rooms that will be connected up by the automatic generated world, for example. Future to-dos. What is my plan to do next? What will the next video be? At the moment I worked a little bit on the combat prototype. I'm not that happy yet with it, but I noticed problems with the movement. The player controller I borrowed does not use the Unity collision system, so it was a little bit annoying to program my combat system and work with collisions with the walls and the enemies, so I really want to change it up. So the work on the combat prototype is halted for the moment. Working on the movement prototype is my highest priority at the moment. I also really want to include double jumps and wall jumps, at least some of the funny stuff. Also, I need to improve the slope handling, because as you might see in the video, if you walk down slopes at the moment, it walks down in like jagged motion, and I want to be able to smoothly slide down. In the world there will be many slopes because of the hexagons, so walking up and down these slopes really should feel nice and look good. So the next video will update you how far the movement prototype has come, hopefully with a nice demo. Maybe I can upload an APK or a build of the game somewhere for you to download and play yourself, so you could give feedback in the comments and we could talk about it. That's it for today at least. Thank you all for listening, see you in the next video hopefully, and have a nice day. Bye.